Sean King was shut out in the first half by the Redskins, and the score was 3-0 when Brian Mitchell took the kickoff to open the second half and took off. Watch kicker Martin Gramatica go flatica on the ground. All of a sudden, Washington had a 10-0 lead, and that spelled trouble for Tampa. It was an uphill climb for Sean King, and the climb got even more uphill when 38-year-old Darrell Green intercepted the rookie, and that led to another Skins field goal. Washington was up 13-0. Tampa got back in the game when John Lynch picked off a Brad Johnson pass, a pass Johnson probably shouldn't have thrown. And now watch Mike Alstott's second and third effort as the Bucs finally get on the board. Alstott into the line, hit, breaks a tackle, breaks another one, bounces off, goes to the left, and just legs it into the end zone. And it's 13-7. Tampa's back in the game. Fourth quarter now, and King turns on the magic. A little luck to help. It's third down. He fumbles the ball. Warrick Dunn picks it up, goes for the first down and more, keeps the drive alive. And now watch Sean King's magic as he throws the touchdown pass with a rusher right in his face. John Davis, the little used tight end, gets the ball. The Bucs lead 14-13. But the Skins had a chance to regain the lead with less than 2 minutes to go. Brett Conway, 51 yards. Dan Turk's snap was bad. Brad Johnson had nobody to throw the ball to. Tampa hang on to win 14-13, and the Skins season ends the way it began against Dallas with a bad snap by Dan Turk. Sean King doing it when he had to do it in the fourth quarter, but a great performance by Tampa's defense, holding one of the league's best offenses to just 2 field goals.
It's disappointing not to, when you don't have a chance. We got the ball to the 30, we 32, whatever. We lose a yard. It's a makeable field goal. You'd like to see the ball get up in the air.
This certainly wasn't artistic and it wasn't pretty, but one of the best wins I've been involved with. I think the biggest thing you can say about our guys is they play with a lot of heart.
We've always felt that we're a championship ball club. It's just a matter of us just going out and playing on the, any given day that they put us on the field and getting it done. And it's special right now. This ball club's real special right now, and we just want to keep it going.
We've been in so many close games, and it's hard. I mean, it's taxing on you mentally. But I think the fact that we've played in so many close games is going to serve us awful well in this playoff run.
We win these games, and people say it's ugly and it's lucky or whatever, but, that's our style of play. And, we like to play tight games. We like to play close games. And, we'll try to be lucky 2 more times.
Tonight is a perfect example of exactly how we play. It might not be pretty. It might not be 62-7 and a whole lot of scoring and a whole lot of fun happening. But, after you go into a ball game like this and come out, I think it's more gratifying than blowing somebody out.
And we take a look at the activity. Dick Vermeil, the NFL's Coach of the Year. He's 63 years old. Chris Carter focused. Rams down 3-0, but on their very first play on offense. Kurt Warner to Isaac Bruce. 77 yards. Bruce caught 4 balls for 133 yards. 7-3, St. Louis. Rams' second possession of the game. Still up 7-3. Marshall Faulk gets the screen. In the game for Faulk, 5 receptions for 80 yards. 41 of those 80 right here. Look at the moves and the speed to get into the end zone. Barely. 14-3 in favor of St. Louis. Second quarter, that's the score, 14-3. Jeff George. Chris Carter, 7 catches for $111, and that touchdown, 14-10, Vikes within 4. Late in the quarter, Faulk, only 21 yards rushing in the game, fumbles, Vikings recover. On the Minnesota ensuing possession, George to Randy Moss, 9 catches in the game for Moss, 188 receiving yards. 2 plays after that, Leroy Horde, 4 yards and a touchdown, and the Vikes are up 17-14 at the half. But the opening kickoff of the second half, this has all the makings. Tony Horn. Tony Horn. The horn is in tune. The horn is gone. 95 yards. The Rams' first kickoff return for a touchdown in playoff history. They're now up 21-17. Now the onslaught begins. Warner to Jeff Robinson, 35-17. 12 seconds left in the third quarter. George will fumble the snap. DeMarco Farr recovers for the Rams. And on the ensuing possession in the fourth quarter, Ryan Tucker, backup lineman eligible on the play, touchdown. 42-17 Rams. and they go on to win by the final score of 49-37. Next Sunday, it's St. Louis against Tampa Bay in the NFC title game. Down 17-14 at the half, the Rams scored 35 straight points in the second half. The 49 points, the most ever for the Rams franchise in a playoff game. 5 touchdown passes for league MVP Kurt Warner. He completed 27 of 33 for a team playoff record 391 yards passing. And in the second half blitz, Warner went 18 of 21.
He's special. I've said that all along. He's special. From what I understand, he was 27 for 33. That's a pretty good day's work.
It feels great, but it's funny that, from about 3 or 4 games in this year, we expected ourselves to be here and we expected ourselves to be winning this game. So to us, this is just one step. We've got a long ways to go from what we feel we can accomplish.
Nothing that, I take from this game that's going to really have me moping around. I think I've got used to losing. I've got used to losing somewhat.
Really, today, I think, was hopefully, we painted a glaring picture that we really don't have any obvious weaknesses.
You'd have to agree with him,
Yes,
I think, you're fine. That's right, yeah. And it's
At least he wasn't crying.
Exactly. He took it very well. St. Louis is going to be our game next week as well, of course. Tampa Bay, that will be our game of the week. You can see that 12:15 next Sunday.
A lot of people, were saying St. Louis hasn't beaten anybody with a winning record. Jacksonville hasn't beaten anybody with a winning record. A lot of people were saying, oh, Jacksonville's a boring team. For all those people, I have just one word to say. Shut up. It's about time.
Or two. But you're absolutely right. The principal's very set. I mean, how about that middle game there, though? I mean, Washington unlucky?
No, not really,
No?
because when you only get 2 field goals, you don't really deserve to win.
Sure.
We said last week, if they got a couple of breaks, a couple of big plays, they could win because Tampa's not going to score more than 17 points in a game, basically. And that's what happened, but Washington just couldn't put the ball in the end zone. And Tampa's defense in the second half, they went the whole fourth quarter playing in nickel with just 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs, and they still were putting the pressure on Brad Johnson. It was an impressive performance. And that matchup with St. Louis's offense and Tampa's defense is going to be a really good one.
And, of course, Jimmy Johnson, he's walked after that horrible result, and Dan Marino, well.
Tired legs was a good point because they did play Sunday night in Seattle, fly back, and then have to play again. And, it's a team that depends on speed, so it probably hurt them a bit, but not 62 points.
Not that badly, exactly, okay. It's a lot tighter at the moment in our game of the week for you. 9-6 is the lead for the home side, the Indianapolis Colts, over the Titans. We can go now to the second half, which is in Indianapolis, and our commentary team of Phil and Greg.
Back at the RCA Dome, the halftime statistics show you just how even this game is. 3 field goals on one side and 2 on the other. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms. Phil, offensively, have there been opportunities there that teams just haven't been able to take advantage of?
No, there have not been opportunities, I don't think, by either offense. The defenses are just playing so well, kind of stuffing and smothering the offenses, and you got to be patient. Don't take those chances, because if you do, you're going to just make a big mistake.
So then can the defenses continue to play the way they have in the first half? That's the big question.
I don't see why they can't. They can continue to play very well, continue to force the issues, and again, Greg, the question is, who can take advantage of that aggressiveness on the defenses and make that big play to get this game going?
Danny Kite will kick it away for the Colts. Derek Mason deep for the Titans. Through his hands into the end zone. He will not run it out. And they'll start from their own 20-yard line, and we check in with Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Talked to Jeff Fisher. Very pleased with his defense in the first half. But as you were mentioning, Phil, he said we have to make a statement in our first drive right now in the second half. Not necessarily score, but make a statement. And this little note, the Titans are undefeated when they do not allow a touchdown in the first half. Back to you.
All right, Armin.
Well, if he says make a statement, that means you got to go to that playbook and find a couple of those new plays that the Indianapolis defense hasn't seen, try to catch them by surprise and pick up a big gainer.
McNair to throw on first down, all kinds of time, and has Eddie George. But that'll be a pickup of maybe 2 or 3 yards at most. Mike Peterson, the rookie out of Florida, making the stop.
Greg, that was the attempt. What they were trying to do, play action fake, trying to go down the field, try to get them a big 20-yard gain that time, but their wide receivers were smothered on the outside. Nobody close to being open, so Steve McNair has to dump the ball short.
Pick of a 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 8. McNair again with a bullet across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Kevin Dyson in first down. As we go through our week, Phil, you always hear coaches say, we think we can do this, we think we can do this. Neither side has been able to do anything against these defenses today.
Well, I think Jeff Fisher, I know he thought he would have more success. He thought Steve McNair might have a big day throwing the ball to the outside because he knew that Indianapolis was going to crowd the line of scrimmage, try to stop the run, and dare him to throw the ball down the field.
On first down, Eddie George, room to run, up the middle, midfield, and there he goes. To the 10, touchdown. 68 yards.
Well, I would say that's a statement made by your offense. They catch the Colts on a blitz. Look at everybody coming. John running, coming around, trying to make a tackle. Nobody on the inside. Jason Belzer, the safety, gets too far up in there, can't make the tackle, and Eddie George just outruns everybody to the end zone.
The longest touchdown run in the franchise's postseason history. Del Greco for the extra point. Jeff Fisher, is he one happy camper? You betcha. Eddie George, 68 yards, and the Titans take the lead. Eddie George has matched the 106 that he chalked up against Buffalo last week. Let's go back and look.
Here comes the blitz, but watch Brad Hopkins, number 72, the left tackle. He goes down inside, comes up the field, gets Michael Peterson, seals him off, stays with the block, and before they can get off the blocks, Eddie George is gone. That's impressive to be that size, and then when you get the opportunity to be able to run all the way for the touchdown.
From the 15-yard line, it's Jerome Pathan, and Pathan is horse-collared at the 18-yard line by Anthony Dorsett, who has been a terror on special teams today.
Let's take one more look at the run. When you're going to blitz on defense, everybody has to have a gap. Stay in your lanes. Chad Cota comes too wide. Mike Peterson, the middle linebacker, is not there. Nobody inside to make the tackle. And the coach gets exactly what he wants when he comes out from halftime. Steve McNair, he knows the better you run the football, the easier it makes it on the quarterback.
So now let's see how the Colts react. Manning and the Colts first down from their own 19. Manning directing traffic now gives Edgerrin James, and this one, well, let's see. James escapes a couple of tackles, but still loses 2 yards on the play. Blaine Bishop and Josh Evans with the eventual stop.
Greg, we said a couple times in the first half, Tennessee wants to make sure they keep Edgerrin James inside. That time, Kenny Holmes comes way outside, almost makes it a 5 or 6 yard loss. Edgerrin James gets away, but before he can get back to the line of scrimmage, all the defenders come and make the tackle.
Phil, listen, it's as quiet in here as it's been all day. Now the crowd starts to try to encourage this Indianapolis offense. Manning throws near side, Harrison. Harrison looking for first down yardage. It is close. Denard Walker ran him out of bounds.
Well, that's a matchup you really got to like if you're the Indianapolis Colts. Marvin Harrison, such terrific speed. If you're going to pressure the offense, you're going to blitz people, it's going to be single coverage outside. You have to be a little careful. Denard Walker does the smart thing. Give up some short ones, but don't let him run by you for the long touchdown.
3 of 8 to Marvin Harrison. First down. James across the 30 to the 32-yard line where Eddie Robinson Tennessee Titans, telling us that of all the players on the Tennessee defense, none prepares harder than Eddie Robinson, 8th-year linebacker out of Alabama State.
He does. Greg watches a lot of film. He's the man. He gets the linebackers, kind of lets them know as the offense lines up, he can kind of pick out 1 or 2 plays it's going to be, yells it out, helps the other defenders.
Edgerrin James, nowhere. On that play, Blaine Bishop had backed up about 15 or 20 yards into the secondary.
Well, what I'm seeing, and really you've seen most of the game, the defensive line of the Tennessee Titans probably just a little too athletic. In other words, they can run side to side. The blockers on the offensive line, they're getting into them, but the defensive line just moves along, and whenever the runner comes to them, they make the tackle.
Colts 3 out of 8 on 3rd down are looking at a 3rd and 7. Payton needs the 39-yard line. Over the middle, incomplete. Closest receiver to the ball was Jerome Payton. And the Colts will have to kick it away.
Well, anytime you make a quarterback make a really quick decision, what's going to happen? His decision-making is not going to be as good, and of course, he's not going to throw the football near as accurate, and that's what happened to Peyton Manning that time. Real quick, pressure on him, has to get rid of the football.
Hunter Smith on to kick it to Derek Mason. This will bounce from the 18-yard line. Mason out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. 10:28 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Downtown Indianapolis lit up. The Titans lead it. Beautiful on the outside, but in here, Colts fans don't think that the scoreboard looks so nice right now. Plenty of time remaining. Tennessee leading at 13-9, just under 10.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. And the Titans, first down from their own 37-yard line. Four wide receivers for McNair. Eddie George. Across the 40, almost to the 41-yard line. Ellis Johnson and Chad Cota with the stop, and thanks to that big 68-yard touchdown run, it was quite the drive for the Tennessee Titans.
Well, what that does, it lets the Tennessee Titans now dictate the pace of play. They don't have to be in a hurry. They're ahead by 4 points. If you want to be a little more conservative, run the football. You can do those things now since you're ahead.
George again to the 44, close to the 45-yard line. It'll be about a 3rd and 2. Bernard Whittington with the tackle.
Greg, I'm sorry, but I had a chance to talk to Vic Fangio. He's the defensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts, and he says what I hate are 3rd and 2s against Tennessee, because you got Eddie George, you got good wide receivers, tight ends, and then the thing that really drives you nuts, you got a quarterback who can run with it.
Eddie George hit at the 45-yard line and short of a first down. Chad Bratsky, the first one there.
Boy, that is some move. Chad Bratsky coming from the defensive end position, coming hard down inside, and just makes a solid hit on Eddie George. Number 92 on the outside, plays pass first, comes off of it. Nice move, nice tackle.
So Craig Hemtrick will kick it away. And Terrence Wilkins back inside his 15-yard line for the Colts. And this won't count. The play clock may have run down on Tennessee.
prior to the snap, delay, offense.
Here's Jeff Fisher, named head coach of this franchise January 5th, 1995. And boy, have they gone through some trials and tribulations to get to where they are now in Nashville.
Well, it's a tribute to him, Greg, to go through all the moves they've gone through, to keep the team together, and then finally they settle into a stadium in a hometown. They go 13-3. But you know, I look at this game. That was a big stand by this Colts defense. You're down by 4. Tennessee has really good field position. They could try for the kill. The Colts come up with a big stand, 3 and out.
What a booming kick by Hendrick. Bouncing inside the 5 and takes a Tennessee bounce. Number 51, Greg Favors, down there to corral it inside the 5-yard line. Not so great field position for Peyton Manning coming up.
Well, for a quarterback to have success, he needs time to make decisions and throw the football, and Peyton Manning has not had that so far today. Under pressure just about every single time he goes back to throw the football, and Greg, it's hard to be a star when they're all around you when you're trying to throw it.
I'm just saying, so much for that rocking chair life of an NFL quarterback.
That's it.
Starting from the 5-yard line. Move, throws out of the end zone and incomplete. Marvin Harrison coming down the near sideline. And Samari roll with him.
I'll tell you something on that play. What has happened is the Colts have run that play with the running play so many times. Peyton Manning's going to fake one way, the counter back, he fakes it this time. But the problem is Tennessee is playing up the field. So when you make those play action fakes, it doesn't hurt the defense because they're coming up the field to stop Edgerrin James from going outside. So that's why Peyton Manning was under pressure that time.
See where the Colts have had to start their offensive drives from. Another lob, and this one goes over the head of Marvin Harrison, who pulled up short. And again, Peyton Manning getting off the deck, Bernard Walker.
Well, here's one of those plays. You always hear it. He's telling Jerome Pathon, Jerome, read the defense. They're up on you. They're blitzing. When they blitz, you're supposed to run down the field, not let it go long. Again, pressure on Peyton Manning. Kenny Holmes.
3rd and 10. Throws over the middle. That's complete across the 15. It may be just short of a first down. Marvin Harrison. Let's see if he got there.
See, you're only good when they wait to bring the chains out. But again, good recognition by Peyton Manning. Every time he has seen single coverage on Marvin Harrison on the outside, he's smart. Go to him. Because that's the one receiver that the Titans defense is really going to respect and give him a little room.
So it is a Colts first down. And movement on the line of scrimmage.
That could be against Tennessee. If the defensive lineman is in the neutral zone.
Here's Johnny Greer.
Neutral zone infraction. Number 78, defense.
John Thornton, the rookie out of West Virginia.
Watch number 78. Thornton, you see him jump. He's definitely in the neutral zone. This is big. Indianapolis getting that first down, coming out 3rd and 10. Now 1st and 5. They have a chance to make the defense guess what they're going to do.
Manning throws down the sideline, caught and out of bounds. Marvin Harrison thrown perfectly just where Manning wanted to get it, right behind him.
Peyton Manning has sold 3 of these types of passes today. That's the first one he hits. What he's trying to do, make Marvin Harrison turn, come back to the football. Is that any good? What an adjustment. Marvin Harrison turns at the last second, is able to turn, locate the football, and still come up with the catch.
24-yard pickup, first down now out to the 45-yard line. James to midfield. Need a pickup of about 5. And it'll be second down. We were talking about field position earlier, Phil. How about the job? And it's one of those things that you don't know, but the coaches know. Craig Hentrick with punts today of 57, 57, and 53 yards.
Jeff Fisher said he's excited. He was excited to see his kicking game come indoors because he thought they would be very effective inside this dome.
Quick pass outside Ken Dilger. Dilger had left the game early in the first half with a sprained ankle, but the sprained ankles really don't count when it comes to playoff games.
Well, it does, but it must not have been bad enough. And you can see the Colts, now they got a nice little mix of plays going, running it, some play action. You look at Ken Dilger, that's what he's here for, to catch those short passes. That's a good compliment to wide receivers who can go down the field and catch those deep passes.
Manning, 3 out of 5 on this drive. Third and short. James running hard, and it didn't look like he got there.
Jim Moore does not waste a second. He goes punt it.
Kenny Holmes with the big defensive stop, along with a couple of his mates on the defensive line.
It's about a half a yard. I think it's a good decision. What makes you believe that the Indianapolis Colts offensive line is going to get up there and just push them off the football?
Well, guess what?
Well, they call a timeout.
Timeout is called by Indianapolis. And Peyton Manning going to talk it over as we take another look.
Well, here you go. Greg, you got third and short. Boy, look at Kenny Holmes, number 99. You got to at least try to block him. That time just blown assignments by the blocking schemes by the Colts, and he comes through free.
It has just been my personal observation in the 2 years working with you that it's a lot easier to play this game when you aren't blocked.
It helps. I was a pretty good quarterback when they didn't cover him. I had a chance. But I think Jim Moore, this is the big point of the football game. If you do not make it, you are giving great field position to the Tennessee Titans. I would think they're going to have to show them a different play that they haven't seen so far today.
Jumped back, and now he's going to plead his case.
Prior to the snap, false start.
I'll tell you what they were doing.
False start, number 73 offense, simulating the start of a play. Fourth down.
They're trying to say that he was an eligible receiver and they had the shift going. Adam Meadows, number 73. Well, no, he wasn't. He just got fooled. He just got fooled. Well, maybe not. Now, let me re-correct. The wide receiver is off the ball.
Well, one thing...
It doesn't matter anyway. Edgerrin James, he moved. It's the right call on the field.
One thing does stick out in my mind when Peyton Manning was talking to us about people who jump in practice. Oh. Who did he say jumps all the time? Adam Meadows.
Same guy.
Derek Mason. They let it bounce along the goal line and into the end zone for the touchback. 50-yard punt and no return in Tennessee. 1st and 10 from their own 20 when we come back after this. big horseshoe on the building outdoors. And, still upset Adam Meadows indoors.
Greg, they were trying to draw him off with a shift by him. He was legal. Edgerrin James moved, and you can't move in an action that simulates a play. He did that, so it was a correct call on the field.
First down, Tennessee, 20-yard line. Eddie George. Running room, right side, 25, out to the 30 and 31 and a first down. Let's go back and see if you can explain it to me a little better.
One more time. Marvin Harrison's off the line of scrimmage. He is eligible. Two things that happen. Edgerrin James moves, so that ruins it right away. But you cannot fool the defense. In other words, he moves to simulate like the start of the play. So that is illegal. That's what Johnny Greer calls. And it doesn't matter even if they did it right. Edgerrin James was in motion, so that's part of the penalty too.
Pass is complete, 35 out to the 37-yard line. Frank Wycheck, the tight end. That last carry by Eddie George helped him establish a new franchise playoff rushing record. 126 yards, eclipsed Earl Campbell's 118 against Miami back in 1978. Second and 4. George again. And he's close to another first down.
Well, the one thing you got to worry a little bit about as this game goes on, Tennessee getting a chance to run a lot of plays. Their big offensive line, it's like some of the offensive lines in this league. If you give them enough chances, they'll slowly wear you down. That's why the Colts, they were hoping to get on top to take some of the steam out of this Tennessee's running game.
The measurement shows a first down. Remember we were talking to Les Steckel, the offensive coordinator for the Titans. He said one of the big advantages that the Colts have had this season, they're always playing ahead. Always been playing ahead. And now Jeff Fisher and the Titans have them down 13-9. Total yards, rushing and passing. Titans with the edge on the ground. Big Pen in motion. McNair over the middle, has a man wide open. It's Chris Sanders. Sanders inside the 35 and a first down for Tennessee.
Well, when Tennessee's ahead, they can dictate the pace of play. They got some first downs running. They threw a short pass. And now when they run a play-action pass, look, there was nobody in front of Chris Sanders because everybody's up there trying to stop the run. Makes it awful hard on the defensive backs. Tennessee now does not have to take chances. They do what makes them feel comfortable.
Up the middle, Eddie George across the 30, bulls his way to the 28-yard line. And the clock continues to move, coming up on a minute 15 to play here in the third. Let's go to Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. I'm with Cornelius Bennett out of this game with a knee injury. Cornelius, you've been the leading tackler and vocal leader on this team. What have you been telling your teammates on the sidelines?
Not blow up early in the game. Save some because it's a long, tough game and it's an emotional game. So these guys got to just stick together and play one play at a time.
What about right here? They got a surge from Tennessee. What has to happen?
They just got to hold still and don't give them the big play. We gave them a big play and they scored a touchdown. We just got to try to stop them. So, it's up to us whether or not we want to stop them or not.
All right, Greg, back to you.
All right, Armin and Cornelius, thank you. And a nicely thrown ball by Steve McNair to Chris Sanders.
Nice play calling by the Tennessee Titans. They have mixed it up this whole drive very well. Some runs, a short pass, long play action down the field. Now you get a situation where you think, well, they got to run the football. A nice little play action, quick throw, gets them another first down.
incomplete, far side, Yancey Thigpen, and Thigpen out of bounds, short of the 10-yard line. And I think Steve McNair may be discovering a little of that rhythm that you were talking about that he was looking for earlier in the game.
Well, what it's doing, this is what you call nickel diamond in defense. Just taking your time, being smart, being safe, and gaining a few yards at a time.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Tennessee Titans 13 and the Indianapolis Colts 9. We'll come back to the RCA Dome in Indianapolis for the fourth quarter after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Yes, indeed we are. And finally, Mike, we've got ourselves a touchdown.
Yeah, from Eddie George on the run, but the big thing here is Cornelius Bennett not being in the lineup. Mike Peterson's a good rookie. He's played well, but watch him. He's the linebacker who's furthest away from you in the screen, and the other linebacker's going to blitz, and he's got to fill the hole. There's the blitzing linebacker. Now watch Peterson when he fills the hole. He's just not strong enough to hold the blockers off, and he's got to spin, and when he spins, Eddie George gets by him. And you've got to think that if Cornelius Bennett was one of those two guys, as he normally would be, that he'd be strong enough to stop George. And, you know, that's a big loss for the Colts. And Jim Mora, who hasn't won a playoff game since he was coaching the Philadelphia Stars back in the USFL, he hasn't gotten very fancy, but they've tried a couple of trick plays, and neither of them have worked. In fact, neither of them have, you know, both of them have not worked in really unspectacular fashion.
Yeah, that's the way it's gone, isn't it? It's been a very close 3 quarters. It's just like that, and we're coming back for the fourth quarter in a couple of minutes' time.
Please pay attention. We'd like to demonstrate the benefits of choosing a Virgin Sun holiday to the Med. Passengers seated here, here and here will notice this is a Virgin plane. This means the fun starts with Virgin Sun the minute you board. There's free music, videos and ice lollies. On arrival, the Virgin Sun service continues thanks to our customer care Virgins. So whether you're sunbathing in Spain, sightseeing in Cyprus or clubbing in the Canaries, we do hope you enjoy your Virgin Sun holiday. Virgin Holidays, go all the way.
13-9, the Titans have finally got their noses ahead against the Colts. So let's not mess about. The fourth quarter is coming up now, and it's all important stuff. Phil Simms and Greg Gumbel, our commentary team, back in Indianapolis.
Today's aerial coverage provided by Southwest Airlines. Second down as we start the fourth quarter. McNair with the football, end zone, incomplete, off the hands of the tight end, Frank Wycheck. And McNair pops up off the turf.
Boy, do I like the play calling by the Titans. They are keeping the Colts off guard. Good play action fake. Look at that, Chad Bransky chasing the runner. Steve McNair under pressure, but he still should have made this throw. Watch Frank Wycheck. What a job by him. Stopping, finding the open hole. Steve McNair just too high with the throw.
3rd and 4. Draw, quarterback, McNair straight ahead. And appears to have enough for a first down. Boy, it must be nice to have a quarterback with the size and brute strength of a Steve McNair.
Well, this is a little closer than I thought. It looked like he had it made for sure.
Oh, he's got it, Phil.
He does. Okay, way to jump out there, Greg.
The first down.
You always got to be alert, 3rd and short. Let's watch Benji Olsen. Oh, nice job. Just kicks Larry Chester out of the way. Kevin Long goes up the field, gets in the way of the linebacker just long enough to let Steve McNair have a little room. Again, a quarterback that doesn't look for the ground, not afraid of the contact, and that picks up a big first down for his team.
1st and goal from the 6. Whistles blow, movement up front.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 75.
Benji Olsen moved, and so we'll back it up and try it again. Phil, if you're not doing anything in the morning, what do you say we pop in on my brother?
Oh, really? You want to do that?
Let's.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll get to go on the show with you and the two Gumbles, and I'll sit there and look at you as you two hog all the airtime and do all the talking. That's what'll happen. That's okay. I'll dress it up a little.
Oh, you'll dress it up a lot.
Yeah. The worst place on the field, 1st and goal from about the 11-yard line. Defense doesn't have to defend anything deep. Now they can try to pressure the offense even more.
10th play of this drive. McNair gives to George. George tripped up as he crossed the 10 and pulls his way forward to the 7. Ellis Johnson, Michael Barber there for the stop. Clock continues to move, coming up on 13.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. For the winner, a trip to Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game next Sunday here on CBS. McNair to throw. Time over the middle, in the air and incomplete.
I couldn't see who tipped it, but that's a really nice job by Steve McNair, showing some patience, waiting in the pocket. 3 receivers to his right. Eddie George sneaks out of the backfield. Oh, Jeff Burris at the last second comes underneath. That might have been a game-saving tip by Jeff Burris on that play.
Now the 12th play of a drive that began back on the Tennessee 20-yard line. 3rd and goal.
Same formation.
McNair looks, throws the other way, incomplete. Eddie George was over there, as was Chris Sanders. And onto the field comes Al Del Greco in the field goal unit.
Well, that was, it's easy to see up here, but that time Eddie George worked his way across the formation. Nobody covered him.
So Del Greco with a considerably shorter field goal than the 2 previous ones he's made. This one from 25 yards. And it's good. 12:58 to play in the 4th quarter. Steve McNair and the Titans with a 16-9 lead. And on the other side of the field, Peyton Manning trying to do something about it.
Chatterbox now on 09066 18 18 18. That's 09066 18 18 18. Call Chatterbox now.